So, anyways, uh, oops. So, anyways, this is about New Moon. So, in New Moon, Bella and Edward are still together. It's her birthday. She doesn't like the fact that she's getting a year older. Get a grip. Hold up. So, in New Moon, it's her birthday. She doesn't like that it's her birthday. Hold on. Let me see if I can. She doesn't like that she's getting older. She hates it. She thinks it's the dumbest thing ever. Wait a minute. They go to Bella's birthday party. She is not a big fan of getting older. She wants Edward to change her because, like, you just gonna skip your last year of high school. You gonna drop out to become a vampire. Get a grip. Um, Jacob is being a little weird, and this is where he is about to change too and become a werewolf. Not really by choice. Like, he doesn't have a choice in the vampires. You got a choice. Werewolf, you don't have a choice. It's whenever it happens. And so they go to her birthday party at Edward's parents' house instead of her hanging out with her dad. She goes to hang out with her boyfriend's family. Um, Everything's going fine. She gets her gifts, and then when it comes to, I think it's Esme's gifts, she gets a major unrealistic paper cut, and well, it's so weird. Like, her paper cut is like you would have to get it from like printer paper. Maybe it would be realistic with that, but like how fragile and how paper thin is your skin that you get that kind of paper cut? Like, you need to go to a doctor because that's not good. So then Edward, he brings her home and he's feeling really guilty, overthinking it. Sounds familiar. Overthinking it, feeling really guilty, and then he gives her the sloppiest kiss and grossest kiss I think I've seen in my life. And then he drops her off. He doesn't talk to her for a minute. And then when she comes home from school, um, she he like takes her on a walk in the woods and breaks up with her. Instead of breaking up with her in her bedroom, jumping out the window, calling it a day, he takes her to the woods and then proceeds to break up with her and leaves her by herself. You don't need to get back with that. He left you in the woods. He's not a good person to be around. So then that happens. And she tries to chase after him. Don't know why, because he's super fast and a vampire, so he can disappear. You are a regular human who is clumsy. Remember, you fell down a flight of stairs in the first one? So then, eventually, after some time, Sam and Jacob find Bella. Sam finds her with no shirt on, by the way. We're in the Northwest. Put on a shirt. I know it's the point because they transform at any point in time. So, but yeah, like, so like he finds her because she fell, tripped, and I guess she maybe hit her head because she like, or she just cries herself to sleep. Her dad sends out a search party, and then they eventually bring her back. That's how Sam finds her and stuff because they send out a search party, and she's trying to email Alice, and I guess she can't text Edward or something. Um, Nobody's answering. The emails are getting sent right back. Um, because they ran off somewhere else, and Bella eventually, after a couple months of being depressed and sulking in the window, which like I didn't really get it then, but like understood. And Edward leaves her for like 5 months, and quite almost literally the worst, worst boyfriend ever. Um, After some time, she starts hanging out with Jacob again, and like he gets her like a motorcycle that they can fix up so she can distract herself. She's still going to school. Eventually, after some time, she starts to eat and starts to hang out at the old table because before she was hanging out at Edward and the Cullens table, which geez, way to look weird and creepy. So she starts getting close to Jacob. She goes to the movies with Jacob and Mike, who has a crush on her. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure him and Jessica go together, or at least Jessica likes him. He knows that. He's fully aware of that. So then he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna pretend like she doesn't exist. Jessica bails out because she like gets sick or whatever, and she goes to the movies with them. And then after some time again, she, because Jacob like starts getting like a fever or whatever. That's the werewolf coming through, and he tries to beat up Mike, and Mike's like, he's got the flu or something. It's probably mono. It's probably mono. Cause why are y'all all feeling like the same? So I think it's mono. So then after some time passes again, she goes to hang out with Jessica, and she gets on a motorcycle because like she wants to see Edward. She's hallucinating and she wants to see Edward. Like she feels closer to Edward when she sees his visions of Edward, which is again weird. Um she gets close to Jacob after oh wait, no, I already said that. Jacob starts distancing himself because he gets sick. His werewolf is coming through, and then she gets tired of waiting, calling Jacob. So she shows up to his house. His dad tries to block him. He's in a wheelchair. He tries to block Bella. She zooms past him, finds him sulking, cut hair, jean shorts, no shirt, in the rain. Aren't you gonna get sick? And she's like, "What's up? Like, why are you why are you not talking to me?" And he's like, "I've been like preoccupied." You can still come by. We live 20 minutes from each other and there's nothing going on in this town. If you don't come by, that's so stupid. I've become a werewolf, so I can't really like talk to you anymore. It's the dumbest thing ever. You know I was going through something and you're going to be like, "You know what? Forget that." So then so then she like stands in the rain because she's like confused, like, why is he abandoning me? And then after some time, she goes to the field forest meadow thing that her and Edward hung out in like a bunch of times. And then Laurent, the the one black vampire, um, he's like, "You know what? I'm trying to warn you that Victoria is coming after you. I'm just letting you know. I'm just trying to help you, and you better find something to do." But then he tries to like take her, maul her with his vampire teeth, and then a werewolf, Jacob, comes out of the woods and gets Laurent. And then she runs home, drives home, and it's like, "Dad, there was a werewolf." He's like, "Bears." She's like, "It wasn't bears. That was straight up a werewolf." And he's like, "What are you even talking about?" Oh yeah, I forgot to mention she has she has night terrors. It's not funny, but she has night terrors. In the book, it wasn't there. But like in the movies, like the first time seeing that was so jarring because she was like screaming. She was like screaming. It's so jarring. Oh my goodness. It's so jarring. It's almost a horror movie. She and Jacob get super close, and like when I read the book the first time, I was rooting so hard for her to move on, find someone else, or better yet, just be alone. I was rooting so hard for that to happen, but she just could not, would not do that. Almost seemingly refused to do that. Like I get it, it may be hard, but enjoy the forest and be by yourself. There's so much more to do. Ride motorcycles by yourself. Don't jump off the cliff, but jump off the cliff. Like Edward isn't the only vampire around. There's others. But then she jumps off the cliff after seeing Sam and his wolf gang. No, I'm not gonna do that. Sam and his friends jump off the cliff, and she's like, "What are they even doing?" But then she gets like super depressed after some time again, and because it comes in flows, waves, highs and lows, and she jumps off the cliff, and Alice thinks that she was trying to kill herself, and honestly she kind of was, but she also wanted a thrill too. She wanted to do both, because if she couldn't have Edward and couldn't like ride motorcycles with Jacob, what else did she have? um but Jacob comes to save her, And he's like, what are you even doing? Like, are you trying to die? What about Charlie? They always mention her dad. Like, yeah, he needs somebody, but she has friends too. Like, Alice comes to the house. Jacob is like, no, I can't protect you. She's like, they're not going to do anything to me. They would have done something at the birthday party, but they didn't. So then she's like, Edward's going to kill himself. He wants to go to the Volturi, but they rejected him. She's like, why? And Alice is like, well, he thought you killed yourself. Well, you did abandon me in the woods, so, what else did you expect? You're lucky I didn't just die from tripping and hitting my head. Like, he could have carried her back to her place. So eventually, after much, they didn't take a plane. Did they? I guess not. I guess they didn't take a plane. All right, well, this is weird. They didn't take a plane. But when we see Alice, she has a yellow Porsche in Italy. And Bella, being the track star that she is, manages to catch up to Edward before he steps out completely into the sun. I didn't know she did track. We glossed over that part of her character. So then she catches Edward, hugs him, and then they go inside to the Volturi. And the Volturi is like, well, she knows a lot. I think you should take her out now. And then Edward, I guess he doesn't do strength training, so he doesn't he doesn't really put up much of a grand fight. Like, you would think after living for a long time you would have some strength training or do some weights or something, but Edward wasn't doing that. Jeez, Bella, you really should have picked Jacob. Anyways, so like they get home after some time. Charlie should have taken away her truck, threw away the keys. I know Edward can jump through windows, but whatever. As long as Charlie thought that he had her grounded, he should have had her grounded. Cause you just jet off to Italy. Where do you even get a passport at? Because I know your mom did not give you a passport. Okay. Anyways, at the end of New Moon, Jacob is in his no shirt, jean shirt era because he's a werewolf now. He gets really upset, a little too upset if you ask me. Um, and then Edward's like, marry me and I'll turn you into a vampire. Girl, if you don't take that money and go, you can become a vampire at like 45. Why are we doing it at 18? What's the lore? Like, why are you so desperate to become one at 18? What do you get? And then you have a kid at 18 and a half because she's not 19 yet, I don't think, when she has her kid. Like, okay. Anyways, it ends with Edward asking her to marry him. He's been 17 times, like, you know, a bunch of decades. Yeah, he's been 17 for like a minute. But then her brain ain't even finished forming yet. And you're like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Desperate much? Anyways, that's the end of New Moon. Eclipse is like kind of my least favorite. Um, only because I feel like we're focusing on too many people. But anyways, New Moon, it's all of them. They may be on YouTube, but I've seen them on HBO Max. So, HBO Max or possibly YouTube. Take your pick.